Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Member Spotlight. And this week for our Spotlight, we are talking with Howard Lazarus. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Rabbi?
I'm doing good, doing good. You know, it's a little bit chilly, but doing all right, all things considered.
Thanks.
So we start this off usually by asking how long our person in the spotlight has been a member. So how long have you been a member of Temple of Aaron?
59 years,
Wow. Yeah, that is
which
a
is
strong,
exactly my age.
strong connection, right? That's fantastic. And of course, over the 59 years, you've been able to have lots of fond memories, I'm sure, from Temple of Aaron. So I
Yes.
would love for you to share maybe one or two of your fondest memories. It can be a program or a service or something like that. And I'd love just to know what is one of your
My bar
fondest
mitzvah,
memories.
my bar mitzvah, my membership in USY, especially being religious chairman for 3 years of TOSI. My daughter's membership in USY, including the upcoming greatest show. Everyone should see it. I'm not biased at all, really, seriously.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, those are some great memories. And anything more recent also that you like? Is there a certain program or service or something like
Well,
that?
another program that much more recent was yoga, where you were the leader, Micah.
Yep, yeah, yoga. I mean, I miss us being able to do those sort of fun, different programming. And
Yeah.
you know, that's something that is clearly being missed, that I'm missing doing, right? I miss being able to provide that opportunity. And so, you know, and speaking about things that we're missing, of course, the pandemic has made us realize that we were missing things that we might not have expected to miss, right? And I shared with you right before this that, who would have thought I miss seeing people's mouths and being able to see someone smile when you're walking through a store or anything like that, right? So I'm curious, is there anything that you are missing that you didn't expect to be missing, right? Like we all expected to be missing seeing family and friends, but is there something that was unexpected?
Well, the fact is, I see my family and friends on Zoom, but what I am missing is the sensation of touch.
Right. Yeah.
One thing
No,
to
it's
see
true.
a person on this, but it's another thing to be able to touch them and hug them and shake their hands or whatever.
Right. No, it's true. It's that feeling of like, oh, I can't remember the last time I shook a hand, right? Or gave somebody like a hug, right? You know, when we would be thinking about walking around with the Torah, when we were sort of in a normal semblance and I was able to shake so many hands and all that. And it's just like, that is something that you would have thought you would miss that necessarily. And it's so true. So then also pandemic has made people have the ability or given people the opportunity to maybe binge watch something or maybe just watch some of our old favorite movies. So I'm curious, is there anything that you've been watching during the course of this year that is
actually yes. As you know, I became a member of 2 synagogues, and that way when Temple of Aaron doesn't have services, I can go to the one that in Los Angeles where you were, Rabbi, Sinai Temple, and have services with them. And I take classes with them, and I've actually talked with Rabbi Wolpe. Both Rabbi Fine and Rabbi Wolpe are just 2 magnificent brains. And to be able to have access to both of them is just amazing.
It is. It's so true. Yeah, it's amazing, right? Some people, have been watching different television shows. You've been able to tap into a different synagogue, which is pretty fantastic. And Sinai Temple, of course, has a special place in my heart as I was an intern for them. And so, yeah, no, they're fantastic. And you are totally right with Rabbi Wolpe as well. He is just a fantastic brain, just knows so much, and he's amazing to learn from. And I'm glad that you've been able to have that opportunity. Yeah. And so also, has been happening, people have been shopping a lot more, right? A lot of online shopping.
Yeah.
So I know I've made some crazy and random Amazon purchases. I'm curious, is there any purchase or maybe that is a little bit wacky and just fun, or is there a purchase that has been very useful that you know
Yes.
didn't expect to buy and really was a product of the pandemic? So yeah, go ahead.
Well, there's this place online called 1-800-Flowers. And you can get not only flowers, but edibles, chocolates. I've courted women in different cities, including Kansas City, San Francisco, San Jose. I never would have thought I'd be virtually dating women who are in a different city than I am.
Wow.
That never crossed my mind.
Right. Yeah, no, it's so crazy just sort of what, you know, the pandemic has sort of opened up new doors and sort of new ways of sort of experiencing the world, right? And that's
Yep,
really fascinating to hear
absolutely.
that. And so one last question is, you know, I think some people really tried to find new skills or hobbies that they would sort of hone in on during the pandemic. Yeah, I remember often that at the very, very beginning, there was a whole bunch of people making sourdough bread. So I'm curious, is there any hobby or skill that maybe you tried to pick up, or maybe one that you already had, but you really leaned into and did it even more so during the pandemic?
Actually, I got more into a hobby that I started before COVID, but there's this thing online called Spotify where you can put together your own playlists. And I put together playlists for each Jewish holiday. And I'm also a member of Events and Adventures. And upcoming on March 11th, I'm going to be hosting a music bingo event night where I am the group master of Broadway music.
Wow. Wow, that is fascinating, right? That's so cool. And that's so cool that you sort of leaned into hobby that you said you started before the pandemic. But like that's really fascinating that you were able to sort of put together a playlist that you thought were fitting and appropriate for the holidays. That's fantastic. That's really amazing, Howard.
And the thing is, it's not just Jewish music. I found a lot of American music that can be used for all of our different holidays.
Wow. That's
Even
really
Tisha
cool.
B'Av.
Right? Yeah, that's so interesting. That's really, really fascinating. And that's really kind of cool that you know now you have another way to sort of celebrate the holidays, right? So hopefully
Yep.
you have one ready for Purim coming up in just about 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Right? No,
Absolutely.
that's absolutely amazing. Well, Howard, thank you so much for being on the Member Spotlight. I really do appreciate it and you taking time out of your day to share a little bit more about yourself and how you've been doing during the pandemic and maybe new hobbies and skills as well. So thank you so much for taking time to
Thank
be
you,
with us.
Micah.
All righty. Be well, everyone.